This is what KD had to say about Kyrie's trade list. There's no involvement at all. I can't be involved with this. This is a man's livelihood. This is much bigger than me. Being a free agent is one of the most important times in your career that can't be swayed by anyone else. Nothing can happen right now. I don't think he can make a decision on opting out until the 29th, so I'll just let things play out and see what happens.
How does Kyrie look now?
He looked like a fool. He looked crazy.
Who?
Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Look, the fact that he had the audacity to put together a wish list and give it to the Brooklyn Nets is the craziest thing I've seen this season and out of Kyrie Irving, and that's saying a lot. Here's why. He has been the most disrespectful person when it comes to disrespecting the organization. Stephen A. alluded to plenty of times. Not showing up to work. I'm not talking about the vaccine. I'm talking about before then, when he's getting caught at his sister's birthday party and things to that nature, when he's holding practices and things outside of Steve Nash. Although I'm not a big fan of Steve Nash, it's still a level of respect. And you have the audacity to come in and actually give them a wish list and hope that they help you get where you need to go? That is crazy to me. Why should the Brooklyn Nets try to help Kyrie get somewhere to a team that he want to be on? Here's my thing when it comes down to KD that I just can't wrap my finger around and understand. When it comes to him holding his teammates and quote-unquote brothers accountable for their actions, like a Kyrie Irving or like a James Harden or any of those guys, he's very hesitant and he's very quiet and he's just very supportive of, go ahead, do what you do, I'm going to just take a back seat.
I actually agree with Kendrick Perkins here. I know Kevin Durant normally doesn't like to get involved in stuff like this, but if Kyrie's going to leave, rumor has it that KD will request a trade. So why doesn't he be proactive and do something about it now? Why doesn't he try to convince Kyrie to stay or at least talk to him about it? Is it just me, or do KD and Kyrie seem to both enjoy doing things the hard way all the time? They never just talk to their organization and try to make things work. It's always complete silence until they leave.
Number one, Kyrie Irving used to get slandered and mocked because he said the earth was flat. Remember that? Remember all of that stuff? Mm-hmm. And I thought that, whether it was Max Kellerman or others, being a little bit excessive towards him. It's not that big a deal. He's, and people used to sit up there and talk about he ain't the brightest candle on the birthday cake. And, I happen to disagree with that. I think that Kyrie Irving is a highly intelligent individual. But you can be so smart that you act stupid sometimes. That was Kyrie Irving, according to those reports yesterday. See, 3 of the teams that he picked, you can't even do a sign-and-trade deal with. And in case of the Philadelphia 76ers, the only way that will work out is to send James Harden back to Brooklyn. We know that ain't going to happen. How dumb can you be? I mean, that's just dumb. That's a new fool right there. That's a new kind of fool. That's a new kind of stupidity, okay? So let's get that out the way. I'll tell you this. I think that ultimately, like I said yesterday, KP, if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, go ahead and walk. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and take $30 million less, $31 million less, and go to the Lakers. Now, I'm being told that the Clippers, Mr. Steve Ballmer would want them, okay? But you're going to probably have to give up Paul George or Kawhi Leonard in order to pull that off.
I think Stephen A. and Perk have some good points, like when they say that Kyrie didn't show up for all of his games, so why would the Brooklyn Nets risk it and give him a long-term deal? You have to think, if he only played in less than 50% of his games, you can't give that guy a max long-term contract. Those are only for players that show up to play every game. And Kyrie's just not one of those guys. So I get what they're saying. But at the same time, man, they're kind of going a little far with the insults. I mean, they're calling him stupid every show now. Even if it's from a basketball perspective, I think they are taking it a little too far. Kyrie hasn't shown up to work. That's true. Kyrie shouldn't be asking for a max deal. He should take his 1-year deal and play it out and then get that max contract next year. But if he does want to be traded, I mean, I don't think that makes him stupid, especially if he's picking where he wants to go. It might make him a little selfish, and it might not be his best decision. His best decision is to prove himself, because then he can get that money from any team. If he's on the court and he's playing like Kyrie, that's guaranteed money for him, and he should just want to prove himself. but instead he wants his money. The Nets, I think, are even going to give up KD if Kyrie walks. I really don't think the Nets want Kyrie at all, and I think they're willing to trade Kevin Durant for a massive package in order to get rid of Kyrie. I think they don't want him that bad. The reason I say that is because if Kyrie leaves, Kevin Durant will probably request a trade, and the Nets know that. But I don't think they actually care, because as great as KD is, he can't win everything by himself, so they're probably a first-round exit every year if it's just Kevin Durant and role players. So they might just trade him for a big package and then just focus on rebuilding. But if KD speaks up, that can all change. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of this whole situation. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more NBA content just like this. And I will see you in the next upload.